Morning, everybody. Working out in the grove and finding a few new bamboo shoots. So we could just break these off, or you can take a knife or a shovel, go a little bit below the surface, and go ahead and pop it up. And the inside's edible. I'll show you later how to process these and make some stuff out of them. Okay, we're going to be cleaning bamboo shoots and using them in food. Okay, one way is to simply find the edge and peel back culm sheath after culm sheath. You know, these tough outer leaves are known as culm sheaths. The big pole that the shoot would have turned into is referred to as a culm. Get your fingernails in there. You can unwrap them layer after layer. Once you get up high enough, the base is soft enough, you can just peel the whole thing back without too much trouble. Oops, lost a little bit of it. And that sometimes happens if you get in a hurry with this method. So, there's the edible part. Might slice off the back side because it started oxidizing. And for these that have just been unwrapped, cut that one in half. Cut off the oxidized part of it. And then you can slice it in layers. And usually the middle layer tends to have some air chambers, sometimes bigger than this. And those air chambers, if you put it into soup, like I'm about to, tend to take up the flavor of the soup. I've also got some carrots and some kabocha squash in here. And I'll be adding a little bit of celery after this cooks, and some green onion and some miso. Okay, I've added the celery and the green onion, and now I'm squeezing in some miso. That'll be bad enough. Put the bag away, I'll throw that. There we go. And let it simmer for a few more minutes so that the bamboo shoots can take up the flavor of the stock. Okay. Now that it's thoroughly simmered and absorbed a lot of the flavor of the stock, I'm going to be pouring it over zaru soba noodles. Soba refers to buckwheat, and zaru tends to refer to the fact that they're still fairly unrefined, rather than milling it like white flour or mixing a lot of white flour in with it. There we go. So whole wheat whole grain buckwheat noodles. Itadakimasu. Okay, for those of you that don't want to spend all that much time removing the outer leaves, couldn't get this one over. Just go ahead and remove that part. It's oxidized so much. And then we can cut it in half. And turn it inside out. And from there, we can just go ahead and peel the culm sheaths out from off of it in one big bunch. the same with the other side. Okay. And then we can go and slice it into even smaller portions. And the same with the other side. Slice them nice and thin at an angle. Now I'm going to put them in with some other vegetables. So again, carrots, Japanese sweet potato, and Japanese pumpkin. Or technically also is the same kind of sweet potatoes in Korea and a few other countries. Put that over and let it steam for a little while. Now once it gets softer, in a few minutes. Okay, the green onion has been cooking for about 5 minutes. In with the other vegetables, I'm going to add some green onion. Oh, lost a piece. Get back in there. And I'm going to put some perilla leaves in there. The Japanese name is shiso. It's also been called the beefsteak plant. Grind that up. If I had some fresh, I'd be chopping it up. Alright, very aromatic. Add a curry roux block and some curry powder. There we go. Let that simmer for another 5 minutes. Maybe turn it down just a little bit. Timer 5 minutes. And see you in 5. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. There we go. Could have stood a little bit more of the curry block that would thicken it up quite a bit, but oh well, work with what you got. Just gotta go to the store soon. Put that on my list. Alright, so pour some of that over some, oops, give it a bit. Pour that over some brown rice, at least covering half the rice. There's not as much curry as I usually put in. Maybe I'll put a little more over it. Ouch. A little hot. There we go. And a little yogurt on the side to help cool it down. Okay, that's supper. Okay, this time we're going to be making some bamboo shoot pickles. Slicing them thin. It's my first time doing this, so hopefully they're not too thin. I'll find out for sure next year how soggy they are for some of them, if they last that long. Alright, put them all in the pan. With a good amount of salt, and maybe up to a tablespoon. But it doesn't have to be quite that much. Pour in some water. And I'll bring that to a boil. Okay, it's boiling very well. Go ahead and turn it off a little bit and pour off the excess liquid. Alright, let's see, nothing but shoots for now, but to help to soften them up, and traditionally they say to remove any bitterness, you should parboil it twice in the salt water. Okay. Turn the fire back on. and let that come to a boil again. Okay, it's not foaming up nearly as much this time. I'll burn off a little bit. Strain it. Now at this point, you could just be putting the jar or whatever with some brine or salt water. But I'm going to one-up it. I'm going to add some garlic sea salt. Some of that flavor in there. And I'm going to add some garlic pepper. Okay. And I'm going to add some chili powder. I'll bring that to a boil. Okay, turn it off. Let it cool down for a little bit. And then we can jar it up. Okay. Now that it's cooled off, it's time to pour up the liquid and bamboo shoots in the jar. Should have had a few more bamboo shoots, but I wanted to go ahead and show off the recipe. There we go. Okay, clean out the pan, add a little water to it, heat it up, and put the jar inside the pan. Once it starts getting up to boiling and starts warming up again, I can apply the lid and we'll have a vacuum seal. Okay, it's been simmering on the double boiler for a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on lightly and let the vacuum take hold when it cools off. And some medium tight sweet cooking sauce. Cover the bottom of the pan. A little water to thin out. Alright, adding a bunch of carrots, beets, and of course we'll add lots of bamboo shoots. Make sure to get the juice in the actual chambers. And that can be allowed to marinate for a few hours or even overnight. Okay. Let's see if I can manipulate it with this thing. Go ahead and put them on the grill. I'm using wood, but you can use charcoal or gas just as easily. I'm also going to put some garden birds on top of it. Go ahead and put some of the marinade on there. Now, go ahead and close up the grill and let that cook for a little while. Right now it says it's about 200. We'll see in a little bit. Okay, the temperature's over 300. See about flipping the veggie burgers and see how well I can flip some of the veggies. It looks like some of them need to go ahead and be pulled up. Yeah, they're getting a little bit sharp. Time to go ahead and pull those things up. At least for the thin ones. Be brave. Those are both okay, let's do it a little longer. Okay, let's see how it is now. Oh yeah, those look like they're pretty well done. Tongs might be better for this. Or fingers. Okay. Veggie burgers, real veggies, including bamboo shoots. There's the small stuff. Okay, patty, carrot, bamboo shoot, some beets. Let's see. I think that's a piece of carrot. Alright, and I'll put some ketchup on it. Not necessary. Probably tastes pretty good, but it might be a little bit dry after that. So just put one. There we go. Okay, that's enough. Don't want to drown it in ketchup. Okay. Pretty good. Now, obviously, these are not all the ways you can prepare bamboo, but this should give you a rough idea on what you can do with bamboo shoots. Have fun, play around, come up with your own recipes and tell me about them. Thanks. Oh, and if you can, try to you can subscribe. That helps the page. And if you can afford even $1 a month, that helps us out on Patreon if you'll sign up as one of our patrons. Thanks. Bye for now.